Hey, I'm Gav Lawson from Your IT Solutions, based in Driffield, East Yorkshire. So we're back in my home office, and this is the first in a series of videos about what an IT company actually does. Now, in this one, we're going to talk about VoIP phones. Okay, so we've all been in that scenario. Want to work from home, but I can't. My landline's tied to my desk in the office. Okay, or you're out on site visiting a customer. There's no one to answer your phone. You've got to leave the voicemail on. All these things are just a nuisance that can be resolved. So how would we resolve them? Well, we'd use something called VoIP. VoIP stands for Voice over Internet Protocol. You may have heard it referred to as a cloud phone. There are slight differences, but it's still using VoIP. So have you ever come across VoIP? You might have done without even knowing it, actually. If you've ever made a call using WhatsApp or Skype, Teams, anything like that, then you've used VoIP. So what does VoIP do? How can it help you? How can it help me? How can it help anybody in business? Well, VoIP makes phone calls using the internet, both incoming and outgoing, over the internet. So if somebody came to me and they had one of the scenarios I previously mentioned, there's many different methods, but let's say that they came to me and said, right, I don't want to just be stuck at my desk at the office. I want to be able to use my landline at home as well. Right, fine, no problem at all. What we'd do is we'd get a desk phone, a VoIP desk phone. There's a couple on the piano behind me. So, yeah, we'll get a desk phone. You can get cordless ones if that's what you need. So how do you plug it in? Well, because it works over the internet, you plug it into your router. So you've got a router at home, you've got a router at work. It doesn't matter which one it's plugged in, it will work. Now, you can have an ordinary landline number assigned to these phones. So Driffield, local number, an 01377 number. You can have an 0845 number or even an 0800 number. Actually, you can mix and match with multiple lines on these phones. Things that before VoIP, you'd have needed a full-blown phone system to achieve. You can very easily move your existing number onto VoIP. So as I mentioned a minute ago, because these phones can be plugged straight into your router to get access to the internet, you can literally plug them in anywhere where there's an internet connection and an Ethernet port on the back of your router. An example of how this would benefit you or how it would work. So if we had an office environment with four users, 4 telephones, and 2 of those people were working from home, in an ordinary environment, without a phone system, without VoIP, those 2 people were working from home. Somebody would ring into the office for them. Someone would have to say, I'm sorry, they're not in at the moment. Ring you at home on your mobile. You'd have to then make contact. Really hard work, really slow, really bad process. If you had VoIP, you'd go to your desk at work, you'd unplug your phone, you'd take it home, you plug it into your router at home, you're there. You're working exactly the same as you would be if you're in the office. Someone rings the office, asks for you, and they just transfer the call straight to you. It's no different to being in your desk at the office. You can be at home, you can be on holiday in an Airbnb or something. You have the absolute flexibility that you've always wanted. So that's one scenario. Or if you've got a business with multiple sites, like a builder's, for instance. So a builder, it has an office, a temporary office on a building site for a year, 2 years, whatever. Well, they need to be joined to the head office. Well, that's easy with VoIP. We have an internet connection temporarily put in at the site office. Take one of the VoIP phones, plug it in. You're connected to head office. You can answer calls, make calls from the landline. Far more professional. Looks absolutely superb and easier. Makes your working day, working life easier and less stressful. And that is the key to using technology to make your business better. While we're talking about being at different sites with our phones, it's worth mentioning that there's no call costs for ringing between the phones. Each phone will have an extension number, and you just ring it. It's free. You're using the internet to make this call. It couldn't get better than that. Now, the other scenario that I mentioned, so you're out and about working at a customer site, meetings, whatever. Let's think of an example. So, I don't know, like a landscape gardener who may not have a fully manned office, window cleaner, anything like that. You need a landline. Same as everybody else needs a landline. It gives a professional look to your business. Well, we can do that using VoIP. You don't need a desk phone for that scenario. What we can do is we can install an app on your phone. Okay, so this app will allow you to make and receive calls from your VoIP landline number as long as you're connected to the internet. So, okay, we're all well aware that we're connected to the internet if we're using somebody else's or our own on Wi-Fi. We've got 4G, we've got H+. Wonderful. We can make and receive calls exactly like we would if we were sat at a desk. Now, I know there's the issue with what happens when we don't have signal. Well, that actually is resolved as well. You don't have signal, the app can't pick up the call will automatically forward to your phone, to your mobile phone number, as long as you're in signal. If you're not in signal, again, not a problem. Really nice professional voicemail. Every single scenario is covered. We're happy, professional, and we're working smart. Which I know I keep saying, but that is the key to all of these videos. You're using tech to work smarter. Another option, still using VoIP. You want a landline, you're not that bothered about making calls. You just want that landline number to put on your adverts, put on your Facebook page, put on your website, to look a proper professional business. Well, we can do something that we call virtual landline. Now, what we'd do there is we'd set you up a landline number, or like I said before, port over your existing number, and we'd forward that number to your mobile phone. But so you knew it was a landline number coming in, what we'd do is we'd set up a prompt. So you'd answer the phone, it would say PBX call or a Your IT Solutions call. You'd then press 1 to accept it and you'd be able to answer, hi, Your IT Solutions, how can I help you? So you look professional, which is the aim of the game with all this tech, professional and smarter working. Now, you'd all sit there and you'd think, this is going to cost me a fortune. I know I touched on pricing a minute ago, but it really doesn't. I want to really stress that. It doesn't. It really is cheaper than paying for line rental for a phone. Just that line rental. Never mind unlimited calls or an amount of minutes. Ours on unlimited is cheaper than that line rental. And to be honest, so is everybody else's. As I've said, this is not a sales pitch. I'm just telling you straight. Everybody is cheaper than that line rental. It's crazy. It's why have a line now when this exists, and it's easy to change to. So, I suppose the question is, do you need VoIP? Do I need VoIP? The fact of the matter is, if we want to continue using landline numbers, yes, we all need VoIP. Because as of September this year, there's a stop sell going on from Openreach. Now, what that means is no ISP is going to be able to sell a standard phone line anymore. They're just not going to be available. The support is then going to start dwindling down. Now, those users who already have these standard lines, this is including homes, by the way, these standard lines, are going to have to change them to something else before the big switch off at the end of 2025. Think of it as the analog digital changeover that we had with TVs a few years ago. So, yeah, in short, yeah, if you, me, anyone wants to still keep a landline, we're going to have to seriously start looking at some form of VoIP solution. As I said, I'll cover the PSTN, which is what it's called, standard copper phone line switch off, in the next video, because that has another knock-on effect to using technology in your business. Yeah, again, if you have any questions, generally, look, ask me. This is not a sales video. I'm not going to charge you for answering some questions. But you can ask me in the comments, you can ask me on Facebook, give me a call, give me an email, whatever you want to do. So, yeah, again, look, like this video, subscribe to this video. not only does it make it easy for you to find the next one, it means it's easy for other people to find this information and learn exactly what an IT company does. So, massively appreciate you watching. Yeah, thanks and cheers, and look out for the next video. Thanks.